Laura Baines, right?
Laura Bow, sir, and I believe you have the advantage.
Crodfoller Rhubarb, ma'am, though you can call me Rube. So I suppose you've already met Sam.
Yes, he's very colorful.
Don't let him shake you. He's tough on the outside, but inside he's got a heart of stone.
I'm sure he... Pardon me? What did you say?
Never mind, just pulling your leg. Why don't you take this desk right here and we'll get you settled in.
That's very kind of you. Mr. Augustini sort of left me on my own. I have to start on this story about a burglary at the Lion Decker Museum. This is now your desk. It's very old and looks like it hasn't been cleaned thoroughly in years, but it's sturdy and serviceable. It looks like an old desk blotter. You peel up a corner of the blotter to reveal a small key. You pick it up and place it in your purse. You unlock the drawer. Unfortunately, the key permanently jams itself in the lock. Let's hope you never want to lock this drawer again. A press pass. It reads, Press. Your pants while you wait. Low-Fats Chinese Laundry, 5858 Broadway Avenue, New York. You pick it up and place it in your purse. It's a waste paper basket conveniently situated next to the desk. You find a curiously heavy object in the trash. This baseball has been autographed by Bob Ruth, Babe's unknown younger brother. Bob never made it out of the minor leagues because he was incapable of violence and therefore would not harm a baseball by hitting it with a bat. Bob eventually quit baseball and became a successful psychiatrist. You pick it up and place it in your purse. I hope I'm not intruding. I mean, if you were working on the burglary story.
Miss Bow, please, it is not a problem. Yes, I'd started work on the story, but it's not your fault that it's been reassigned. That's just something I'll have to take up with Sam.
Thank you, Mr. Rube. I have a feeling 1926 is going to be a great year, don't you?
Yeah? You ever try writing obituaries for a living? Hardly a jolly way to spend the year.
Were you able to get any leads at all about the burglary at the museum?
No, hadn't been working on the story very long. I went to see Detective O'Reilly down at the police station, but he was pretty tight-lipped. I was planning on talking to Ziggy down at the speakeasy. He's a stoolie, usually good for a tidbit or two.
Any other leads I can follow up on?
With due respect, ma'am, it's going to be your byline on the story, not mine.
Point taken, Mr. Rube. can you tell me about Sam?
He's a perfectionist. I badmouth him now and then, but, well, he's given me plenty of breaks, so I owe him a few.
What can you tell me about this Pippin Carter character?
A queer bird, if ever I've met one. Kinda comes across as cultured, yet he's a loudmouth, you know what I mean? He's got a chip on his shoulder the size of the Brooklyn Bridge. He'll try to cut you down, just shake it off. That's what I had to do.
What should I know about Archibald Carrington?
Carrington hasn't been in the States long. He's from England, but somehow he doesn't quite come off on the level. Call me stupid, but I just think the guy should be more concerned about museum property vanishing. His first month on the job, too.
Have you dealt with Detective O'Reilly?
I know he's assigned to the case. I didn't get anything out of him. Maybe you'll have better luck being a lady and all.
Who is Ziggy?
He's what we politely call a stool pigeon. Basically, the guy squeals for cash. Amazing that the guy hasn't had his neck broken by now.
Is there anything I should know about working here at the New York Daily Register News Tribune?
Well, first of all, we call it the Trib. No need to use the whole name. I don't think anyone in New York even remembers the whole shebang. Second, don't worry about Sam. He's gruff and loud, but he's really a cream puff. Don't let him push you around. Lastly, don't get too attached to any one assignment. You never know when it'll be yanked away from you and given to some less experienced reporter with no qualifications except an in with the boss.
Ahem.
Sorry, didn't mean to get peevish.
Anything I should know about the police station?
Well, it's usually a good source of information. It's standard procedure to check there at some point in any investigation. Sometimes they just blow smoke at you, hand you the commissioner's party line. But once in a while they'll give you something you can actually use.
What can you tell me about low fats?
It's a place to take your laundry. That's about it, as far as I know.
Give me the lowdown on the 12th Street docks.
Lowdown? You've been reading too much pulp fiction. The docks are the docks. Keep away from them unless you have business there.
Is there anything I should know about the Leyendecker Museum?
Yeah, I went down there. I did get that far in the investigation, at least. I met the museum's president, a stodgy old croaker named Archibald Carrington III. Cagey guy, didn't seem overly concerned about the dagger. You might see if you can get a little bit more out of him. I also spoke with a Pippin Carter. Nasty little squirt. He acts like the world owes him a living. Apparently, he's the one who's originally discovered the dagger in Egypt, along with some of the other junk in the exhibit. Now he was hot about the dagger. Took the whole thing like it was a personal stab at him. No pun intended.
Any advice for somebody who's brand new to the city?
Well, keep your eyes off the tall buildings. That's how muggers spot you. Don't leave your luggage alone for a moment or somebody will walk off with it. And if you travel anywhere, be sure to put some money in your shoe, just in case.
Where can I find this speakeasy?
Just ask any cab driver. They'll take you there. It's the place disguised as a flower shop.
What should I do with this notebook?
You're a reporter, for heaven's sake. Surely you know to take notes.
But why does it have all these notes already in it?
Because that was my notebook, and I was taking notes in it for the burglary investigation. It's your notebook now, and I don't care to discuss it anymore.
The gents' sign leaves little doubt as to what lies behind the door. You shudder to think of it.
You can't go in there. That's the men's lounge.
You glance around curiously, but there's no sign of a ladies' lounge. This is patently unfair. One notice reads, "When covering formal events such as embassy parties, please dress appropriately. We've had complaints about reporters who refuse to dress properly at social events." One of the notices reads, "Some of our employees have been asking for a 40-hour work week as has been proposed by Mr. Henry Ford. This is not an automobile factory, this is a newspaper. News happens 24 hours a day and we need to report it." One of the notices reads, "Stolen, 1 Victrola, reward offered. No retribution will be exacted." One of the notices reads, "Dr. Darwin DeLoring will be hosting a symposium, Jazz, the Charleston, and Other Sins of Our Times, to be held in the cafeteria next Tuesday. All repentant souls are invited to attend."
I'm so excited to be a member of the Trib staff. After all, I studied journalism in college. I went to Tulane and never thought that my first job out of school would be at a paper as prestigious as this one. I mean, that is unusual, isn't it?
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Never mind. Aren't you Eddie Bedletter, the syndicated columnist? I'm a great fan of yours, and I've read...
Yeah, I'm busy right now.